This is the plaintiff, Destiny Hood. She says the defendant, her father, borrowed her car and then returned it damaged without even telling her. That's right. She discovered the damage on her own, and her own father refuses to take responsibility and pay her the $1,000.89 he owes. So father or no father, she's suing. This is the defendant, Timothy Hood. He says he got a flat tire while he had his daughter's car, and he went out and bought her 2 practically new ones. Now she's coming after her own father, claiming he hit something and messed up the front end somehow. He did no such thing and won't be taken advantage of by his daughter because he's a good man with a good heart. He's accused of retiring from a daughter over a tire.
All parties, please raise your right hands. Be seated, come forward, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you. Destiny Hood?
Yes.
You are suing your father, Timothy Hood, for $1,000.89 that you say it's going, part of that, what it's going to take to repair your car that you say you damaged, and then $400 of that for pain and suffering. Tell me what's going on.
Basically, I allowed my father to borrow my car while I was in Florida for...
Did you allow anybody else to borrow the car?
Yes.
Okay, who did you allow to borrow the car?
My boyfriend.
And who else?
Just my father, that's it.
Okay. Is your boyfriend here?
No.
Okay. And how long were you in Florida?
For 2 weeks, for training for a new job.
Okay. And what happened?
My boyfriend had it for about a week. He brought it back. My mom said everything was fine. My dad came and got it about 3 days before I came back. I returned back on the 27th of February. So he had it from the 24th to the 27th. And when I came back home, well, I called him the day before I was to come back, which was that Thursday, the 26th. I called him. I said, Dad, make sure you have my car back because the 28th is my birthday, and I want to go out as soon as I get back in town, the 27th. So he said, okay, sure, no problem. I took it to go get gas. You have a full tank. Everything is washed, and everything is pretty much fine. He didn't mention anything about the tire. He brought my car back. He called me on I went out, didn't notice the donut on my car.
What do you mean by a donut? You mean the smaller spare tire?
Yes, the smaller spare tire.
Okay, how do you not notice that?
I don't know. I had went out. It was late, dark.
It was my birthday.
Yes.
All right. So when you see that there's a donut on your car, what do you do?
I call him, and he didn't answer. And I'm like blowing his phone up. He didn't answer. I know that he was at a funeral that day, so I didn't try to call him too much.
A funeral for whom?
My uncle's grandmother had passed away.
Okay, and when you say, how do you say in the same sentence, I blew up his phone, but I didn't call him too much?
Well, I did. I called him about 5 times that day, probably.
Okay, as a fellow cycle caller, I don't consider that too much. Go on.
He didn't answer none of my phone.
I figure when I'm trying to reach somebody and they're trying to not be reached, my philosophy is I'm going to make it more uncomfortable to not be reached than to pick up. That's kind of my philosophy, but I'm kind of a persistent sort. So go ahead.
So I called him. He didn't answer. I called my uncle who was with him. I said, is my dad okay? You know, I wanted to talk to him. He said, yeah, he's right here. I said, well, I'm calling him. And I had mentioned it to my uncle about the tire where he didn't want to get involved. So he didn't mention it to my dad at all. He said, well, you know, that's between you guys. You contact him and call him. So I said, okay.
You didn't tell him, just hand him your phone?
No. He didn't want to get involved. He said, I have nothing to do with
Even
this.
to hand the phone?
No.
Wow, okay.
So after that, my dad got back to me about 24 hours later that Sunday. He's like, first thing he says, I said, Dad, why does my car have a donut? He said, well, you didn't ask me if I was okay. And I said, what do you mean? I know you're okay. You were at the funeral the day before. I knew you were okay. So he said, I said, you know, it's kind of messed up that you did this to my car. You know, I always help you out when you need it. And for you to leave my car in a donut like this.
Wait, what did he say? What did he say?
He didn't say anything. I said, well, you know, did you get into an accident? He said, it wasn't no accident. And I'm
okay, why was there a donut on her car? Why was the spare tire on her car?
Okay, first of all, thank you, Your Honor. That watch the show. Appreciate you. All right, it's my daughter. I care about her. I love her. During the time I had her car, right, because I had it last, I believe, it was a blowout, all right?
There was a blowout while you were driving?
I think so, flat tire or something like that.
But while you were driving?
While I was driving.
Okay, did you hit something?
No, No.
Are you sure?
No, I checked that area over
Okay,
and over
because
again.
according to you, the mechanic says something got hit.
Yes, I have pictures.
Let me see the pictures, but let me also see the mechanic's report. Go on.
Okay.
Okay, I checked that area over and over again. I was
No,
with
the question
somebody.
isn't is something visible. The question is, did you hit something that caused... I've had flat tires where I walk out to the car and the tire's flat. I've had flat tires that I know darn well how the tire got flat because I
Right.
remember hitting something.
Right.
Okay. Which of those did you have?
I know when I was driving it, it wasn't no damage. It was just a flat tire.
Yeah, but you can't see underneath. Oh,
Right there.
gosh, what's that, though? What's this a picture of?
That's the picture of my tire that was in the trunk of my car with
Okay.
the rim.
The rim is bent, so clearly something was hit with this tire. Is this a tire that was on when you got the flat tire?
I think so.
Yeah,
I
so
believe
how is it-
right? But I drove like approximately 50 yards, okay, out of the way because I was on.
I don't know
a
how that answers what I'm
boulevard.
asking. What I'm asking is this rim is severely bent, which means you hit something. So how do you not know you hit something? This is your daughter we're talking about.
I
This isn't-
know that. And
right.
in return, but it must I say, in return, right, I also bought 2 new tires.
Okay, if you bought 2 new tires, where are they if the donut's on the car?
I gave it to her mother to give to her.
How does your mother not, when you go pick it up, do you not see your mother?
That's what I'm saying.
If you see her, how does she not tell you, hey, here's 2 tires and point to them?
He didn't give them to my mom the day that he returned the car. He gave them to my mom after I complained about
Okay,
my car.
when did you buy 2 new tires?
I bought 2 new tires probably because I looked for the tires, which
Just
is a hard
listen to my
number.
question. Is what she just said right now true?
Probably
that you
about
bought
the
2 new
next
tires
24
later.
hours. Probably about the next 24 hours, yeah.
So you didn't then, when you returned the car, give the mother 2 new tires and explain what happened?
Yes, I did.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I did explain what happened. Of course I did.
I'd like to see the receipt for the tires.
All right, yeah.
Had you bought the tires when you returned the car to the mother?
They didn't have the tires.
So the answer is no.
They didn't have
so
those
when you
tires in
returned the
stock.
car, it had a donut on it,
Right.
and you still don't explain anything directly to your daughter. Then you buy the tires later, all right? And then what is this receipt from the tires that he bought later?
No, that's where I got my car fixed from.
Okay, and what did they do?
They, well, when I took them the car, that's how the tire looked. They had to replace the tire. And he didn't have a blowout because the tire wasn't popped
What
at all.
tire did they have to replace?
The driver's rear side.
Is that where the donut was?
Yes.
So did he bring tires?
No, my old tire was in the trunk of my car. The donut was on my car.
Did he ever get you 2 new tires like he says he did?
He dropped them off at my mom's job maybe a few days after my car was
And
already.
what happened to those two tires?
He gave them to my mom. They're in the back.
Yes, and where are they now?
In the back of my house.
They're in the back of your house. You never used those.
And they're not 2 new tires. They were used tires, and I have a brand new car, and I don't want used tires on my car.
Okay, so he brought you some, save him
No,
money
they was-
tires, and they're not good for you, so
One
you
was
didn't
new
use them.
tire exactly for that car, guy.
Can I see the receipt for the new tire you
I
bought?
just gave it to him. Right there. You can
Thank
call
you.
up the place I got it from, too.
Are they the right tires?
Yes, Your Honor. Yeah, of
Apparently
course.
she didn't think they were the right tires.
Of course. I'm dealing with cars most of my
But if
life.
you're, can I ask you a question?
Okay.
How old are you?
21.
Who goes
Okay.
to court over $600 and something with their daughter?
Like that. And, Your Honor, can I say something?
Yeah, can you answer what I just asked?
I'm sorry, say that again.
You're working, right?
Basically, no, I'm on disability. I had a car accident, head-on collision with a tractor trailer 12 years ago, so I had a broken neck. I'm fortunate to be here, and this is real heartbreaking enough.
Well, you look really good. And
Thank
my
you.
question
I'm
to
blessed
you
by
is,
God.
who comes to court over $600 of a repair with their daughter's car that they know got damaged while they were driving it? Who does that?
Your Honor,
Take those 2 tires, return them, get your $85 back, and cover your daughter's damage that you did to the car.
Your Honor.
What is it that you think that you didn't do that damage and she's framing her father?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Okay, suppose your dad screws you over, borrows your car, damages it, won't pay for the damage. Would you sue your dad?
No, I would not.
If he has no regard for you and isn't paying you?
Maybe.
Progress. What do you think?
I think I would. Well, he has to learn. I'm stuck with the damages, so he has to pay for it.
Ever sue your dad?
I would not,
No matter what,
no matter what.
even if he disrespected you.
I know. No, I wouldn't.
Okay, fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
I didn't do the damage, Your Honor, right? She's saying that when she took the car, I don't know, about a week later, I'm guessing, because it wasn't no communication, right? It was a lot
She's
of
blowing up your
disrespect.
phone at the funeral.
Your Honor, trust me, it was a lot of disrespect. My mother was in a hospital at this time, right? She totally disrespected me and my mother. All right,
How?
while my mother was in the bed, I walked into the room. Destiny was already there. And Destiny, out of the clip, I think I was there about a minute. And Destiny said, "Oh, you got in an accident with my car. When are you going to pay for it? You owe me $750."
You understand that the mechanic who she saw says that he found shock and mounting bracket was cracked and broken. You hit something. You ran over something. You hit something. You did something to the tire. Why should your daughter eat it?
But I'm saying, Your Honor, that could have already been there. I also talked to other mechanics, too.
It could have. It's your daughter. I hear that stuff when it's a stranger. That thing was already damaged because you're trying to keep the money in your pocket. Who does that to their daughter?
I didn't do that to
God, just
my
stop.
daughter.
You don't get pain and suffering in a case like this. Pay her $621.89. That's my verdict.
So the defendant's out into the hallway here. Step right here. You hear what the judge is saying to her. She's saying, you know.
Fortunately, I'm surprised, right? It's my daughter I care about. I even bought her her first car when she graduated, and she totally destroyed that, right? I get no respect at all.
So what are your feelings toward her?
I'm hurt. I'm hurt deeply. That will always be my child, and I'll always be there for her, and I always love her. And even my family and even other children said that this was wrong.
All right, okay. All right, down the hallway there. Step up a little bit. You watched him just now?
Yes, I did.
What did you just see?
Excuses. You know, I just feel like he should just pay for what he did. You know, I went through a lot. At the end of the day, this is my father, but it's just not fair to anyone.
The man's in tears out here.
Yes, he's always in tears.
That doesn't move you?
No.
All right, Harvey.
Okay, Kurt, I'm trying not to play psychologist here, but it sounds like this is basically the rhythm of their relationship, that no matter what anybody says, it's going to go on this way forever. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.